Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Toppers Talk, and here we have Karthik with us. Hi Karthik, please introduce
Hi, ma'am.
yourself.
Hi, I'm Karthik, and I'm currently studying in the National Law School, um, my All India rank happens to be 154, and I'm from Karnataka, and throughout my journey in legal edge has helped me a lot, and um, same with I have to especially thank Samriddhi ma'am and Smriti ma'am, and of course Harsh sir. And in fact a great part of my CLAT success is owed to LegalEdge.
Thank
And
you. So, Bache, you tell me how is NLS right now? How is the feeling?
uh,
How is the campus?
ma'am, I have to say that we are quite a unique batch because ये पहला ऐसा बैच है जिसमें हमें 6 महीने का गैप मिला था, so we had enough time to know about the college and basically understand how things will be.
Mhm.
But still, when we came in here, it was quite a surprise. The rigor, the word here, the word used here is rigor. So it's quite rigorous here, and you will feel it that the transition from school to college, you will be made you will be made acquainted with it very quickly, and you will never get the time to actually see that transition happen seamlessly. So it is quite rigorous, and things happen quite quickly, and it's still 2 months, but it already is a lot. So yeah, and if you're thinking that CLAT has been hectic, this is going to be little more hectic.
All right. So, Bache, how was your experience with Legal Edge?
Ma'am, I joined LegalEdge, I think in July or August. I don't precisely remember.
Mhm.
And when I joined in, I knew that this was the best because I had seen enough advertisements, and also many of my recommendations, and also the fact itself that a lot of my seniors, in fact, I have so many seniors within 10 20 meters of my 20 meters of this radius, who have been through CLAT because of illegal edge. So I knew that this is a credible organization. So I thought I had already tried one, so I did not want to lose another chance. So I thought, let's go with the best there is, and the advantage of being with a coaching institute is that they actually help you with a lot of those things that might be repetitive, or that don't directly add to your preparation, such as uh, curating curating resources that even a teacher could do it, a student also could do it, but if a student does it, he is losing his own time. So and of course the faculty and the current especially the current affairs faculty went into great detail, and that actually helped me this year, because this year's uh, current affairs was quite odd. Like, they asked such questions that weren't even expected at all, but we were quite but even if it was surprising, as a legal edge faculty used to say that expect the unexpected. So we knew that the questions are going to be very they might be very unexpected, but we knew that, okay, we knew the ballpark, that okay, this is where this is the game, and this is how we have to do it. And never panic, even if the question is uh, on the more difficult side, especially in the current affairs, because because they have asked very obscure questions this time, and they might ask again too. So what my if anyone who wants to take something out of this is that try to do all your GK Fiesta thing, GK Fiesta and magazines, even if they don't reflect. Even see, the after all, the questions are going to be set by the examiners only. So even if your coaching material directly do not translate into the questions, you with the material you will know what you have to expect, the how the depth in which the examiner will try to question you.
All right. So, as you discussed a little about resources,
Yeah,
Legal
ma'am.
Edge resources to be more
Yes.
precise. So, how did you use Legal Edge resources to its optimum level?
Ma'am, the thing is, legal age resources are quite overwhelming. So even if you just do the resources given by the coaching institute, I think it should suffice. In fact, I could never actually exhaust all of them. Because it's so much. So you have my preparation used to be okay, especially with the current affairs. It would be around newspaper, and apart from that, everything else it would be compiled within the, I think, a portal. So and you don't actually have to go outside, uh, because already the resources within the coaching are quite overwhelming. And if you do those things right at the right time and follow the faculty guidelines, you should improve your scores substantially over time.
Okay.
And do not stress on trying to compile more resources, because that's not going to help you. Take whatever you have and try to complete them, revise them, especially current affairs and every I'm sorry if I'm stressing too much on current affairs, but that's one subject that actually surprised a lot, for this attempt.
All right. So for you, CLAT was like just a 6 months preparation. Suddenly, एक notification turns up कि एक जून में हुआ है and the next is going to be in December. So was it
Yeah.
overwhelming or it was a good news for you?
uh, I think I would say both, because
Uh-huh.
not overwhelming, because if I remember correctly, the
Mhm.
notification that it's going to happen in December actually came in January.
Okay.
So when the 2022 when the 2022 CLAT notification came in, within that there was a part where that said that the 2023 admissions are going to happen through a test that's going to be held in December. So I knew that, but I never considered, because you don't consider 2023 when you're trying to attempt 2022. So but when uh, I knew that I had to attempt again. So it was a good news, because you knew that you just had to work 6 months, and the return on investment are going to be high, and also you'll have a long vacation, and that was the best part.
Okay. So what were your learnings that you took from CLAT 2022 that helped you in CLAT 2023?
Ma'am, okay, the foremost thing is that, to people who are trying to opt for online coaching, is that take printouts of your mock. Never attempt mock through a computer screen, because it's never going to help you. Because in my previous coaching, my my score used to be around 90, 9500. But when I first tried it on paper at the actual test site, I could not actually do it. I scored around 70 or 75. So that actually differs a lot. The score that you score on your through electronic medium and actually paper. So try to get used to the posture that a pen and paper test will expect you. And also the it's a completely different ball game. So if you're going for online coaching, then please take printout of your mocks and attempt it like you would do on an actual test, like OMR sheet, everything. And these are very important things, but they take very less effort to adopt. But if you don't adopt, then they're going to cost you heavily.
All right. So CLAT as a journey has a lot of ups and downs, right? तो बहुत सारी
Yes,
problems आई होंगी. So how did you deal with them and how did you resolve it?
ma'am. Every time I had a doubt, I used to either call up Smriti ma'am, or send an email. So I used to get a reply. Uh, uh, and one thing that you have to remember is that your CLAT score, your mock score is never going to be an upward trajectory. You will have ups and downs. And the thing is, the one important thing is that even if you don't score a good score on the day before the test, in your mock, it actually doesn't reflect anything, because um, that's just one instance. Because on the day of test, what matters is how you apply all the skills that you have learned. If you don't get to apply those skills in a mock test, it doesn't matter. But if you do those things correctly at the right time on the day of test, then nothing's actually going to stop you. And also there's nothing called as a syllabus yeah, there's a syllabus in current affairs, but other than that, it all depends on how you take the test, the correct, the right mood, um, the right mindset, and calm composure. If you do all these things right, then whatever you have learned, you would apply it correctly and you would get the most out of it. So do not just take mocks. Okay, the thing is, take mock seriously, but only as a collective. Don't take if you don't get a good score in one mock, it does not define you. It does not define your preparation. So instead, try to track a trajectory of at least 5 6 mocks. So that would help you in gauging in gauging your progress. So yeah, if you many people ask me that I haven't been getting a good score in the last 2 mocks. It doesn't actually matter. You have to track it in terms of months. So only then can you actually gauge your progress, that whether things have happened in your favor.
All right. So, what would be your suggestions to the students? Like, see, what happens is initial mock may you usually score a little less. So, how did you improve those mock scores, and how were you very consistent? Matlab from one mock score to the end mock score. How did you improve them? And what was your
Ma'am, the
first
first
mock score?
okay, my first mock score, I think it was around 50, I guess. So another good thing about legal edge is that you know that uh, the tests are set very high. So when you score good in those when you score a good rank, not good marks, because since they are set very high, they're set very difficult, you may get lower numerical mark, but the what matters is the rank and maybe the percentile. So you get a good idea of it. And coming to mock, so I used to separate each section, and I used to set a standard for, okay, this is the in this section I have to score at least this, because I this could be my potential. And also, Harsh sir used to say something about law of diminishing marginal utility. I guess it's you'll learn about it in economics too if you come to NLS. That is, you should put effort into each section, but after a point, even if you put a lot of efforts, you can get only a small progress. So in that case, you have to focus on those areas where you can actually increase your score with proportionally less amount of effort. So what I try to mean is, if you're scoring, let's say, 22 or 23 in English, so you are actually good, then it means that you are actually quite decent in English, in fact very good. So there's no point of trying to get 24 25. Instead, if when at the same time you have, let's say, legal reasoning, there you are scoring 18, so there's actually potential for you to go beyond 20, beyond 22. So you have to put in more efforts in legal reasoning than in English, because you are already kind of hit a saturated peak over there. So that's how I used to plan my mock. That, okay, this section at least I have to get this is my standard, and I have to meet this. And sometimes it differs. I have to You have to use some discretion by analyzing the percentile among your peers in the coaching, or or your percentile, or with your own previous performance. So, and also, when taking mock, never skip uh, quantitative technique section, because a lot of people do that, but that's never a good strategy. Harsh sir used to tell us that at least, no matter what happens, the last 15 minutes of your paper has to be devoted uh, to QT, even if you happen to leave some sections out, because to get into that mood, to get into the mood of that, okay, to get into the compulsion of attempting QT, for at least for a brief period of time, you have to compel yourself to do that at any point, at any cost. So even if you don't complete all of your things, all of your other sections by 1 hour 45 minutes, I think the duration has changed this year. So previously for us it was 2 hours. So at least, if you cannot complete all other four sections in 1 hour 45 minutes, then it's fine. You have to go move to QT section, at least for a few marks, so that you can create a compulsion for yourself that you will attempt QT section but at any cost, so that at the end of at the end of your preparation, and when you actually go into the test, you don't actually leave it out of panic. uh, so yeah.
So, this is a very, very important question, and this will really help our students a lot.
Yeah.
So, what are those five short tips to follow in these 3 months to clear CLAT?
Okay. First, I don't know if you have if students have actually started thinking about this, that you have to take mock as it would happen, as the test would happen in real world. That is, the what I used to do was, I used to take printout of the OMR sheet, and I used to write name, everything within the stipulated 2 hour time, so that I shouldn't be surprised when it actually happens. So try to simulate your your mock taking experience as similar to as it would be happen uh, on the test day. And the second would be that, again, focus on those sections where you actually have a scope for improvement. If you're good at a section, then even if you put a lot of efforts into it, then you can only improve so much. So and of course, now do not leave QT behind. And and as far as current affairs is concerned, current affairs is actually the game changer. So even if you have great comprehension skills, great reading skills, if you don't if you don't get the GK right, then you'll fall behind a lot in terms of ranks and score. So uh, one thing that you have to take care of is that the GK is a huge section. So GK and current affairs. So always keep reading about it. One thing I did that actually helped me is that, apart from coaching material, I used to go look up those topics on the internet, go to Wikipedia and try to have a glance over it and try to know what are the trivial facts about it. Like, you see, although it although the word itself is the although the word I'm using here is trivial, it is not trivial to the CLAT consortium, because we had a lot of such questions this year, such as whose son of which president's son is this football player. I mean, you don't expect that question, but there was such a question. So try to look up things on the internet and try to it never ends. So the thing is, first try to complete your 4 sections as part of your preparation in a in your day, and then try to move on to GK, uh, and then complete all of this, and it actually never ends. So never write off anything. So even if you would know that, when if you're taking if you're attempting GK faced and all of the stuff, that they actually ask you very obscure questions, which is exactly what you need as part of your preparation. And again, uh, okay, if somebody is preparing, okay, I don't, this might not apply for somebody who has a 3 months time, but if you're trying to do it in the next 6 or 7 months, then try to make sure that you keep a journal of all the new words that you're learning, especially for the especially for the first month or two, so that you get acquainted with the words. What you need to do is try to uh, collect all the words, okay, all the words that you read in newspaper, and try to underline them. Or if you're reading it through a e-paper, then at least make a note of them and try to revise them. So when I started off, I used to I used to collect some 30 to 25 to 30 words from the newspaper itself, because what you need, the words you need are in the newspaper itself. The words that people in the humanities background, in the humanities academia, or editors, the words they use are the words that you need. So you might collect a few hundred words, and after a point of time, you don't actually need it, because you'll get acquainted with the with those words, and your vocabulary will be quite good enough to go for CLAT. You might always find those words that you never anticipated, but it's fine. Uh, you will figure it out. But
Or,
yeah, the thing is, in each article, you should at least have uh, you should not have more than 2 or 3 words that you don't know. So if you keep a journal, if you revise them, then within 2 or 3 months, you will be you will have a vocabulary that's enough to crack CLAT. No, I meant that the vocabulary needed to CLAT, will be cleared by this. And of course, you have to work on your other sections as well.
All right. So anything I might not have asked or any suggestions you want to give to the students who are appearing for CLAT now? So anything you want to add on?
I would say that mindset, because i- if you have done good preparation, but you actually panic and don't perform on the last day, it does not add up to anything. So uh, keep a calm mindset. Keep a calm. Of course, it's easier once I'm here, but I know it actually does play a huge role. And how we can tackle is by acknowledging the fact that whatever I have done as part of my mock, I can still change it on the I can still change my dynamics on the D day, because on the D day what matters is how I apply all the skills I know. It does not matter, okay, if I could apply them in yesterday in my mock. No. What matters is if I can apply them today, on the D day, and actually get some results out of it. And if you can do that calmly, if you can do that in the right, if you manage your time right, then you'll actually end up scoring a good mark. And yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Karthik.